What up? This is Robert Horry.
Or three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
All right. This is the Friday bonus show we call the Shoot Around. Done 90 of these jokers. Almost 2 years of doing the Shoot Around. That's pretty cool. It's just like extra leftover stuff from the week that we didn't get to on the Tuesday show, which thank you for everybody for downloading the big playoffs edition of the Tuesday show. We do have our awards finalists for the season. NBA announced our awards finalists this year. The three finalists for MVP are Giannis, Shea, and Jokic. I think that's pretty obvious, right? Of those three, who do you think will get that?
Shay.
Jay.
Okay. I'm agreeing with you. I'm going to bring up this story that who sent me this? Glenn in a second. Glenn sent me this one from
I think Joker should win it, but
yeah, I'm gonna bring up Rachel Nichols in a second regarding the Shea Joker conversation. Something that Glenn sent us. We'll talk about that in a moment here. Sixth man of the year, Beasley from the Pistons, Ty Jerome from the Cavs, Peyton Pritchard from the Celtics are your finalists for sixth man of the year. Any of those jump out at you? And I mean, the only reason I'm thinking Ty Jerome right now is because of the way he played in the postseason so far.
Give me those names one more time.
Malik Beasley from the Pistons, Ty Jerome from the Cavs, Peyton Pritchard from the Celtics.
I'm going to tell you something.
they're already giving that thing to Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. Malik Beasley, the way that he has shot the ball, and that's just not in one location. Pretty much everywhere he's been over the last few seasons, being tops in the league in three-point percentage, man, like, he is as deadly a shooter as they come in this league.
Yeah,
he's had a think about the season they've had and what he's able to do to come off that bench. So yeah,
and I mean, I think any of those three guys are probably deserving of it. I think all three of them play real well. Rookie of the year, Stephon Castle from the Spurs, Zachary Richeche from the Hawks, Jalen Wells from the Grizzlies. Those are your three finalists for Rookie of the Year.
You know who I'm taking.
Well, I know you're picking Richeche.
Castle.
Okay. I'm kind of leaning toward Richeche, though, because I think he's played – I think the expectations for him were a little low, and he's played above what I think most people thought they were going to get out of him.
What pick was he?
He was number
First?
two. No, was he the first pick?
Yeah, he was the first
really
pick.
He was the first overall pick? Yeah, no, because I think people picked – as the first overall pick, I think people were like, nah, that was a bad pick. And I don't think anybody had a high expectation for that working out. I thought he hit people.
But I also think this was a draft that a lot of people not just as a whole.
This was the one you
didn't
didn't want the number one pick in. Yeah, this was the one everyone was like, you don't want to pick number one in this draft. Ain't nobody worth a shit. All right, Defensive Player of the Year. This one's interesting. Your three finalists: Dyson Daniels from the Hawks, Draymond Green, and Evan Mobley.
Dyson Daniels, and I just don't think this is as close as what people want to say. I don't.
You think Dyson wins it clean?
That's who I would choose, and that's who I think should win. The man set a record. He had almost 300 steals this season.
No, I mean but is that enough to fill out the category to say you're the Defensive Player of the Year?
Let me ask you something, and I love Draymond. What did Draymond do this year to have him win it?
I didn't anticipate him being in the top three, and he finished as a finalist. And I think that's only because Wembanyama got hurt.
That was a weird part. All of a sudden, he started throwing Draymond. To me, I think Evan Mobley. Because
I think Mobley wins it.
I think, I like Evan Mobley, what he's able to do. Even though it's easier when you have another guy on the other side to block shots. Take it from me. I play with three centers, which caused me to block shots because they're avoiding him. But I think if you look at the records, that's why you think of Defensive Player of the Year on a team that has one of the best records in basketball compared to a guy Dyson Daniels didn't even make the playoffs. So, that's why I think he wins out. Don't get me wrong. I think what he's able to do as far as getting steals is incredible. But I think the voters are going to look at, well, shit, they didn't even make the playoffs. How the hell he was a defensive team? The team as a whole should be good.
Yeah, I do understand that. And I do understand that your what you do personally should be able to impact the team as a whole. So I can see why Evan Mobley is there and how his defensive presence obviously has helped to propel the Cavs to win 60 games and be the number 1 seed in the East. Yeah. I just think when you look at what Dyson Daniels did this season, like the last person to steal as much as they did was Gary Payton, and he won Defensive Player of the Year that year.
What was their record as a team, though?
Yeah, they definitely had a better record.
They had the best record.
They had a better record. Yeah. Yes, they did. They did. Yeah. But I just.
No, you're right, though. It shouldn't be overlooked. I mean, what he did this year was unbelievable.
I'm just saying that. I agree with it, but I guarantee the voters are going to be like, well, shit, they ain't winning no games. Apparently, They wasn't that good of a defensive team.
Yeah. And then the last one, I think, is a runaway. Most improved player. Kate Cunningham, Dyson Daniels again, and Zubac. And while I think there's probably a case to be made for Daniels and Zubac, I think Cunningham wins this thing easy.
I don't give it to Cunningham because there you go again. They keep doing this dumb shit where you're the number 1 player in the draft, and all of a sudden you get most improved. You're supposed to be already there. That's why I give it to Zubac.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to Daniels.
Oh, all three of us disagree.
And Zubac is averaging 17 and 13 or 16 and 12, but he's averaging. They think about on the team he's on, and the people he has to play around, and he's able to up his.
But isn't that his role? That's his job there.
That's Cunningham's role and Dyson Daniels' job there.
Right, but
hold on,
Cunningham. All right,
Rob, think about this. When Dyson Daniels was just supposed to be some guy that was part of the DeJounte Murray trade. Mm-hmm. No one, not a single soul, not even anybody within that Hawks organization could have ever fathomed him making history the way that he did from a defensive standpoint. Nobody. And if they did, the lotto numbers, and I need them.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Nobody saw it coming.
He was only supposed to be a guy. He wasn't supposed to be anything special. He was supposed to be a piece in a trade.
It's a lot of guys that happen too. So he's just because he happened to a terrible ass Hawks team, don't make it any more special than what Zubac has done.
I would have. Here's the thing, and this is the reason I'm leaning toward Cunningham. If you would have told me in October that I was going to pick the Pistons to knock out the Knicks in the postseason on the back of Kate Cunningham, I'd have thrown a tomato at you and been like, get your ass out of here. Because that ain't shit ain't happening, and you're a crazy person, and it's not happening. Yet here I am thinking the Pistons are going to upset the Knicks. So
I just think overall Kate Cunningham is like,
because there's an expectation? Is that
yes, to me. I'm like, you're the number 1 pick on your team. Your team is done exceptionally well this year. You flipped the damn record, and you're playing well. But to me, your stats are pretty much the same. When you're a ball dominant player like that, and your stats, this falls into the Steve Nash shit to me. So he's like, he upped his scoring average by what, 3 points, 4 points, whatever it was. But you're the ball dominant guy, and you get to do what you want to do compared to what Zubac has to scrape and scrap
as a role
and
player.
Get his,
yeah. Okay, that's a fair point. The question from Glenn.
But you know what? Though? At the end of the day, I wouldn't be disappointed if either one of these guys won it. You know what? I'm shocked though that who's not on this list, he never is AR.
That was part of the things I thought. There was a lot of buzz about him. Mm-hmm. Possibly being a front runner for this award for most improved.
Because you think about each and every year,
the way he's played the last, and the way he's played even this season over last season. I thought for sure. That's why when I saw the finalists, I was like, damn, I thought for sure he was going to be in the mix.
Out of all these, if anybody else, like all the awards we went through, I wouldn't be mad at anybody won any except for one player. If Draymond Green gets Defensive Player of the Year, that's the only one I'd be like, come on, man.
That's like a legacy award. It has nothing to do with how he played this year. Yeah. And he didn't have a bad season or anything, but nothing he did this year jumped off the page as like, wow, shit, that guy really deserves some recognition.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be mad at any of those. So
yeah. No, I think most of these are pretty fair. The question from Glenn that came up regarding the MVP was, did you guys see what Rachel Nichols and James Harden talked about? I guess James Harden had an interview with Rachel Nichols before the playoffs started and said, quote, all the players, we want to see Shea win MVP because of the season he had. and because of the winning. But of course, Jokic is the best player. So they agree. It seems like the players agree. Jokic is the best player, but they all want to see Shea win the MVP. Is that
like
your
MJ shit?
Yeah, I was going to say. So the question was: has that been your have you seen that a lot in your days in the league where it was like all the players want to see this guy win, but it's probably going to end up being that guy?
Yeah. It's like it's like you think about the great players that only won one: Kobe, Charles, Karl Malone. These are guys who've
Shaq,
had
didn't he
great
win one?
year. Shaq only won one. And you always have that in that era, you have that one great that you got to fucking battle for.
Yep.
You think about Charles, you had to, battle against MJ,
Yeah.
Karl Malone, MJ, Dream, MJ. And then the next year you had fucking MJ. Then it became LeBron and Kobe.
Yeah.
But
Kobe
I think it was that
LeBron,
one
probably, yeah.
era from 2000 until maybe 2010 where they just said, you get an MVP, you get an MVP,
No,
you
it was
get an
like,
MVP.
yeah, it was like pass them around.
Yeah, it was passed around. And knowing that, Shaq should have won a couple, Kobe should have won a couple, Steve Nash had only won one. It's a
I think the
bunch of
first
people.
one Nash deserved for sure.
Yes.
The second one, I
Mhm.
didn't really understand.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, so
Okay.
and like now you think about it, then you get the LeBron era, like fuck. Now I gotta go up against a guy like LeBron.
Yeah.
And LeBron's only won like 4. How many MVPs he's won? 4?
Or
Yeah.
4. And so you're like, think about it. He's played 20 years and he's only won 4. And we consider him the greatest player ever. He's only won 4.
How many Mike win?
How many? One like MJ won
5?
6?
6?
B?
yeah,
Jordan?
Mm-mm.
5 or 6?
So he won 6. Obviously, he won a Finals MVP
Yeah.
every time.
League
But
MVP. I think 5.
6.
Was it 6? Part of me
Yeah, I think it
seems
was
my
6.
brain seems to think 5. All right, maybe it was 6. We got to Google. We'll look it up. All right, a couple more quick topics
5.
here, and then it was
Oh, my
5.
bad.
Okay, as my brain was for some reason it was in there somewhere. I don't know why. That it was 5. All right, a couple pieces of audio, and then a weird rule change that I'm proposing that I thought was good, and then we're going to go with the league's most overrated players, as voted by the players. Kevin Harlan, who I love, Game 1 of the Rockets Warriors last week, was throwing in this plug for Walmart, and I think he sort of threw Reggie Miller for a loop here by coming at him with this weird analogy.
The NBA tonight on TNT is brought to you by Walmart. Get it before the game's over. Well, hold on here. Let me look. Okay, it's 10:20 Central. If I order some Depends right now, I hope it gets here by 11. 2:04 to go.
Did you just say Depends?
I couldn't think of anything else. I didn't know.
Oh, man, that's T.I. That's too much information, man.
I
TMI.
know it. I'm trying to help the people that are staying up late.
He says depends. Of all the things on a Walmart shelf that Kevin Harlan can pick, he picks depends. All right, if there's anything in a Walmart you want within the next hour, what are you ordering? Anything on the Walmart shelves that gets to you within an hour, what do you want?
Shit. I always think of like deodorant or toilet paper or something I need. Like
TP's good. I would immediately go to like either food or video games. Like, right, if you could bring me a PS5 game in the next hour, I'm not gonna tell you no. Like.
See, I just think of something that I'm gonna need constantly.
Yeah.
Like toothpaste, something like
If you need toothpaste within an hour, you didn't plan very well. Like, I better get toothpaste in the next hour.
No,
I'm screwed.
you got two more left, and then 2 more like.
Yeah, dude, but that's the thing. When you think the toothpaste is gone, it lasts another month. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can make that joker last forever.
No, me. I like that. I put like a lot on my toothbrush.
Oh, you overdo it.
Yeah, I overdo
Okay,
it.
you overdo it. All right. Well, thoughts and prayers to Kevin Harlan, who apparently needs Depends before the game is over. God bless. All right. Speaking of not being able to hold it in, did you see Shaq have to break for the toilet on Inside
saw
the
that.
NBA?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh my God! This was after the late game. You're gonna hear Kenny making a point about Kawhi. And then you're going to hear everything that follows, including the awkward Shaq shuffle here. And it goes for a minute, but listen.
The other thing about Kawhi is, you all right, big fella? You all right?
No.
Catching a cramp?
He gets
Go
up.
ahead. Keep talking, Chuck.
Yeah, we're on TV.
I know what we're doing. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's that olive oil you've been drinking.
I know.
Hey, take some matches with you. Hey, listen, he couldn't hold it. He can't hold it. After 40, he can't hold it no more.
That's a first.
He can't hold it.
Unless
hold
he's
it no
got
more after
something.
40.
That wasn't something planned, was it?
No,
that was
not at all. Hey, listen, he was in the back talking about he's going to drink alcohol to clear up his
No,
gut.
he's been drinking the olive oil. You know what?
Olive oil to clean his gut. It's cleaning his gut.
I did not like his gait as he left. That was not a typical walk right there.
He reminds. Oh, here he is.
The replay.
Oh, yeah.
They show his face.
Serious look.
I can feel it. Now he's limping.
There was the gate. There was like.
Number one, drinking that water.
Oh, okay. Hey, listen, man.
Drinking that water.
Drinking that water, huh?
Chuck, stop talking so damn much.
What do you mean?
Finish your point so we can go to break.
We waiting on you, fool.
I'm sitting here like, shut the hell up and hurry up. Sorry about that, America.
Now, hold on. I'm going to call BS on this because that was not the walk of a man who had to pee. Like when he got up, he shuffled, and the careful, I got to go and I don't want to shit my pants shuffle. Like where you're clenched up and you're just kind of like doing just trying to get there move. That was what that was. That was not the walk of a man who had to pee. That was a walk of a man who was about to drop one on set.
Oh shit!
And he had to break for the bathroom.
The fact when he saw his face, how he said, "Oh shit, I gotta go."
It hit him, and he just got up and he walked. I mean, and it's like he didn't do it subtly. He could have walked off he walked in front of the camera all the way around the table and headed for the bathroom. And Ernie, God bless Ernie, I didn't like his gait. That shit, I fell out, man. Oh my God. All right, let's do one more thing here, and then I'm going to get your take on the most overrated players.
Okay.
Every now and then something really stupid pops up on my feed that I feel like I need to bring to you because while this is a dumb idea, I kind of honestly like it. This came from Terrible Take Tycho on Twitter. There's a rule change I would love the NBA to consider. Moving all free throws, besides the and ones, to the end of each quarter. So imagine being a team down by 10 in the fourth quarter, but you have 11 free throws to make. Basically, every game would end in a free throw competition. That will never happen in a million years.
Never.
But no. I don't hate it, though.
I hate it.
I don't hate it.
Because you like this, in the game, one of those games at 11 o'clock, and you watch, and I was saying, okay, now we're going to go to free throws.
Now we got to do 10 free throws. But you got to make them.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make them. I don't know. A part of that, man, I liked that. It'll take all the excitement out of the end of the game, but I thought it was fun.
They will.
All right, last one from The Athletic. They had 90 NBA players, 90 active NBA players vote on who they believed is the league's most overrated player. Do you have any guess who came in number one on the list as the league's most overrated player?
Oh, I know that already.
By the players. You do know?
Yeah, I know. Okay. Tyrese Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton of the 90 players received 14% of the vote as the league's most overrated player. Any other guesses who's near the top of this list?
Tobias Harris.
I don't see Tobias Harris on this list anywhere.
No.
I don't think he got a vote.
Overrated. Let's see.
Most overrated player.
Trae Young.
Trae Young was number 3. He got 8.9% of the vote. There was someone at number 2 that we talked about on the Tuesday show who got paid a lot of money.
Draymond Green?
Draymond Green is in the list. That's not what I was talking about. He got 4.4% of the vote.
Hey,
he was number 5. No, Cunningham didn't make this list.
You said so? Shea Gilgeous?
No, and Shea.
I'm trying to think about people we talked about.
Someone who got paid a lot of money. Who we always
Rudy Gobert.
There it is.
Yeah.
Rudy got 10% of the vote. So it went Tyrese, Rudy, Trae. Number 4 on the list was Jimmy Butler. which I think is stupid. That's jealousy.
I think because of the season he had this year, he just was like, fuck everybody, I ain't playing.
And then the next 4 are tied at 4.4% of the vote. You got Draymond Green, Bradley Beal, who we've talked about extensively on this show, Ja Morant, which I don't know if I agree with
that one,
and Julius Randle. I don't agree with either. But this is the players voting on this. Why would the players feel like Julius Randle's overrated?
I can
All-Star games. Yeah.
Okay.
I've also said in the past that I think sometimes Julius thinks he's more than what he actually really is. Like in New York, he was masquerading. Some would say he was a number 2 option. I don't think Julius is a number 2 option. That's just my opinion. But that's why I think that's where the overrated stuff comes in.
And then the other person on this list, because there's a whole bunch of people that got like 2 votes. The only other person that got a little bit more than that was Joel Embiid. And that's not a bad, I can see that because of the injuries. Because you're getting paid what you got paid and you're on the bench.
Yeah, Paul George is on that list?
I don't see Paul George. Paul George did not get any votes. Here's the list of people who received at least 2 votes or more. Some of these I get, some of them I will never understand.
Yeah.
Giannis got a couple of votes. Dylan Brooks. Oh, no, there he is. Paul George. He's on here. Tyler Hero. Drew Holiday. Jaren Jackson Jr. LeBron James. Kyle Kuzma. Sabonis. And Zion Williamson. Those are all people that received a few votes from NBA players.
I can see
as
Dylan
overrated.
Brooks one.
Dylan Brooks, I get. Giannis, I do not get.
I don't get that.
Paul George, I don't. I get because of the
injuries.
Tyler Hero, I thought he played pretty well this year.
I think because Tyler Hero game is so up and down, and, how much love he gets for now. Most people look at consistency when you being considered a great player, and Tyler Hero's consistency has been up and down a lot.
But I don't view him as overrated though.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday, don't get that one.
I don't get that one either.
I get Zion just because of the injuries. I don't get Sabonis. Maybe just inconsistency.
I think when you think about Sabonis when he was in Indiana was an all-star, and then all of a sudden he got all this love and all this money, and all of a sudden he kind of went,
he kind of fit.
All right, I'm gonna put my feet up.
Yeah, exactly. But do you agree or disagree with Tyrese Halliburton as the NBA players picking him as the most overrated player?
I think Tyrese Halliburton game is so freaking ugly that then he made the Olympic team when there was so many other guys that should have been on the Olympic team. So there's a lot of hate that way. And don't get me wrong, he gets a lot of love when I'm like, why the fuck is he getting all this love? I'm like, he's a hell of a player, but I think they comparing him to they saying he's like Kyrie-esque or some top point guard in the league where I'm like, dude, the dude got the ugliest shot in the world. You send him left, he can't score. I'm like, so.
Okay, so you're one of those guys in the league that would have voted that way then.
I would have voted for it, yeah. But Rudy Gobert would be my number 1 pick.
Okay, I was going to ask you who would have been your top vote. Would have been Rudy?
Yeah.
Okay. And is it just because of the playoffs? Because he's a liability come postseason, which sucks.
I just think because of his playoffs, his
track record.
He just can't guard nobody.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, there you go. So the NBA players love to hate on other NBA players, and that makes us laugh.
Of course.
Yeah.
Do they ever make a most underrated player?
No, but they should.
That's what they should do.
Well, but it's got too much positive upside to it, so we're not doing that. We'd much rather shit on guys than give them their flowers. Come on.
Exactly.
Is this your first day in sports media?
Underrated players. Yeah.